I never thought I'd question my pastor. For 8 years, I sat in the same row, believing every word from Pastor Andre was scripture. I'm Mariana, 34, a teacher, and until recently, I thought I was living exactly as God wanted. But a hollow, gnawing sensation started like a whisper I couldn't ignore. Even with the loud music and bright lights, I felt spiritually dead. I did everything right, tithed, volunteered, attended every service, obeyed. So why did I feel like I was suffocating? That Sunday, the sanctuary lights dimmed and the worship band's polished performance began. I sang along, but felt like I was drowning. Pastor Andre stepped up, impeccable in his tailored suit, his smile warm and practiced. "The end times are closer than you think," he began. "God is raising up his anointed leaders to guide his people. But the enemy's greatest weapon is right here. It's the spirit of rebellion, the spirit that questions God's anointed." My hand froze. The Bible is clear. Touch not my anointed. When you question your spiritual leaders, you're standing in opposition to God himself. People nodded, but an alarm bell rang in my spirit. I didn't know it yet, but that gut feeling was about to save my soul. "God placed me as your shepherd," he said. "Shepherds protect the flock. Loyalty to this house positions you for blessings." The message continued for 40 minutes. Loyalty, submission, obedience. By the altar call, my hands were trembling. I didn't go forward for prayer. I couldn't. I just sat there, my Bible open on my lap, staring at the words of Jesus in the Gospels. Words about freedom, words about truth, words that suddenly felt very different from everything I'd just heard. That night, I sat in my prayer space, head in my hands. "God," I whispered, "am I being rebellious? Am I doubting you or him? I feel like I'm dying inside. Please show me the truth." Tears streamed down my face. What if Pastor Andre was right? What if this emptiness was my own fault? But what if it wasn't? I don't know how long I prayed like that, curled over my desk in the dim light, crying out for clarity. Minutes, hours. Time felt suspended. And then, suddenly, the air in the room changed. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. I lifted my head. He was there. I knew it was Jesus. He stood in my office, radiating a light that filled the room. His eyes met mine, and I felt utterly seen. His gaze pierced every doubt and fear, and instead of condemnation, there was only profound, unconditional love. I collapsed to my knees, tears streaming down my face, unable to speak, unable to do anything except feel the overwhelming weight of his presence. "Mariana," he said, his voice gentle yet filling the room, "you've been asking the right questions." My breath came in ragged gasps. I wanted to respond, to say something, but all I could do was sob. "You feel dead because you've been taught to worship a system instead of me. Loyalty to an institution is not loyalty to God. I am not found in performance." The words felt like oxygen. "I will show you," Jesus said. "I will show you what hides behind the polished presentations." "What?" I managed to whisper, my voice barely audible through my tears. "What will you show me?" He extended his hand toward me, and I saw the scar on his palm, the mark of a nail driven through flesh and bone for love beyond comprehension. "Come with me," he said. "It's time you saw the truth." I took his hand. The room dissolved, replaced by the sanctuary of Igreja da Restauração. But the colors were muted, the air heavy. We stood at the back, looking toward the empty pulpit. At least it seemed empty to the naked eye. "Why are we here?" I asked, my voice trembling. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he began walking forward, leading me down the center aisle toward the stage. My heart pounded as we moved closer, each step filling me with a dread I didn't understand. "Look," he said softly, and his voice carried a weight of sorrow that made my chest ache. "Look and see what I see." I looked toward the pulpit, toward the empty stage bathed in artificial light, and then I saw movement. Something shifting in the shadows behind the podium, something that shouldn't be there. My breath stopped. My hand tightened around his, because what I saw next changed everything. It wasn't human. The shape moving behind Pastor Andre's pulpit was dark, serpentine, coiled like smoke given form. At first, I thought it was a shadow cast by the stage lights, but shadows don't breathe. Shadows don't have eyes. This had eyes. The creature was massive, wrapped around the pulpit like a python. Its head hovered where Pastor Andre would stand, mouth moving. "What is that?" I whispered. "That is the spirit that has claimed this place," Jesus said. "It has been here longer than your pastor." The demon's skin was like oil on water, its eyes hollows. "It feeds on pride," Jesus said. "It whispers half-truths mixed with my name, and people believe they are hearing from God." I felt sick. 8 years. I had stood in this sanctuary for 8 years, singing worship songs, raising my hands, weeping during altar calls. And this thing had been here the entire time? "Show me," I said, my voice trembling. "Show me how it works." Jesus waved his hand, and suddenly the sanctuary wasn't empty anymore. I saw Pastor Andre standing at the pulpit, his Bible open, his smile confident and warm. The congregation filled the seats around us, hundreds of people nodding along as he spoke, but I could see what they couldn't. And the truth was terrifying. The demon's head was behind Pastor Andre's, mouth moving in sync. "Listen," Jesus said. "Pastor Andre, God wants to bless you, but you must prove your faith. You must trust his anointed servants." The demon whispered, "They belong to me now. Their dependence is my food. Their trust is my chain." My stomach turned. I recognized that sermon. I had been sitting in the 3rd row when Pastor Andre preached it. I had gone home and sent a special offering, believing God would honor my sacrifice. I saw Pastor Andre in his office, preparing his message. The demon stood behind him, whispering suggestions that felt like divine inspiration. Tell them questioning leadership is the same as questioning God. Pastor Andre wrote the words. He genuinely believed he was hearing from God, but the voice guiding his pen wasn't divine. "He doesn't even know?" I asked. "Not consciously," Jesus said. "It begins with a sincere desire, but pride opens a door. The enemy comes with scriptures twisted just enough to serve a different master. You were beginning to see. My spirit was showing you the truth, but you didn't trust what you were discerning. I had blamed myself. I had spent months asking God what was wrong with my heart, why I felt so distant during services, why the sermons that once inspired me now felt hollow. I had confessed it as sin, as spiritual dryness, as lack of faith. But it wasn't me at all. It was discernment. "Mariana," Jesus said, "I never asked you to worship a building or a man's charisma. I called you to follow me. But Pastor Andre said he was our shepherd. Pastor Andre is not your shepherd. I am. Any voice that points you to itself instead of to me is not speaking for me." The vision dissolved. "What do I do?" I whispered. Jesus smiled. "You don't. You leave the performance behind. You walk away from the institution that has made itself an idol. And you follow me." "What about the others?" "You cannot force someone to see," Jesus said, but you can live as a testimony. Trust that I am calling out my true sheep. Something broke inside me, the fear of questioning authority, the guilt. It shattered, replaced by peace. I looked at the demon. It was afraid of a sheep who had heard the shepherd's voice. I choose you, I said to Jesus, not the building, just you. The vision ended. I opened my eyes in my apartment. The weight was gone, the confusion lifted, replaced by sharp clarity. I knew what I had to do. The next Sunday, I stayed home. Just me and Jesus. For the first time in 8 years, I felt his presence so powerfully that I wept. People reached out, some with concern, others with correction. I haven't forsaken Jesus, I told them. I've found him. Some relationships ended, but others who felt the same unease began asking questions. I encouraged them to test every spirit and seek Jesus above all else. Some stayed, some left. Months passed. I found a small group who met in homes, prioritizing scripture over production. I learned that Jesus is not confined to a sanctuary. He meets us when we stop performing and start seeking. I still pray for Pastor Andre. He's a victim of deception too. But my responsibility isn't to fix him. It's to follow Jesus and help others find freedom. If you feel that same unease, you're not crazy. You're discerning. Jesus is calling you out of the performance and into a direct relationship with him. Listen for his voice. It might lead you away from the familiar, but it will lead you to truth. The truth isn't an institution. The truth is Jesus. Will you follow him, even if it means walking away from everything you thought was safe? I did, and I've never looked back.